I can drop that live link in there. And if you want to answer on YouTube, you can do that on your phone. But it might echo. So let's just stay like this for now. We're good. We're good. All right. Looks like I can drop that. Ooh, see how that works? We live on there, y'all. All right. So let's keep going. Okay. Everybody dropping your long sentence in the chat box. Give me what you got for a chat box. One of Crystal's students come up and be the example. And Jalen, I await your answer. Study long, study wrong. Drop that answer in the chat box. I'm giving you 20 seconds. Passing the GED exam is important for me, my life, and my mental and my money. All right. The only advice there, Demetrius, that I would give is those ands. If you're listing things, me, my life, my mental, and my money. Just one and there. Very good. Thank you. Go, Demetrius. African-American vernacular. It is okay. It is actually, you're good. Think about it. Passing the permit test was important to me, my family, and teachers. Very good, Jalen. Pass that permit test. And me goes at the end. Kiviana just reminded us about that. So important to my family, teachers, and me. Okay. All right, we have one more. BJPGDE. Let me try that again. BJPGED. That sounds like a song too. Candace, are you a songwriter? I'm at that BJP, getting my GED. I'm in class. Yeah, it's a great place to be. I'm just saying, it's just coming out like that. BJP GED class is a great place for my classmates and me. Yeah. Awesome. Candace, we need to get together and write this album that you're coming up with in this chat box, because you're sending me the music frequencies. I can just pick up every song. Awesome. Okay, so let's go to our next type of sentence. You guys ready? Okay. I feel you saying yes. All right. Compound sentence. Compound sentence. Does anybody know what a compound sentence is? Does anybody know? What is a compound sentence? And if you don't know, say, I don't know. It's okay. Eviana and Ian says combining two sentences using and, or, but. I'm going to give you credit for 3 of those fanboys, even though I feel like you were saying and, or, but or is one of them too. So you are absolutely correct. It is 2 sentences combined with here comes a fancy English word, coordinating conjunction, also known as a fan boy without the chum. But they're the fanboys. What's a fanboy? A fanboy is, trying to find a bullet here, for, and, nor. but, or, yet, so. These are all of the coordinating conjunctions that you can combine two sentences with. Example. I went to the mall, but I did not buy anything. That's one. If we're talking GED, which I love, or if we're writing that obstacles exam that's going to help you get your voucher. I have faced many obstacles with getting my GED, yet I did not let it hinder me. So you have two complete sentences. Here's the first one. I have faced many obstacles with getting my GED. Here is our fanboy, and it has to have a comma in front of it. Comma fanboy, okay? Comma, fanboy, comma. And then here is our second sentence. I did not let it hinder me. Check me out, okay? I have faced many obstacles with getting my GED. Complete sentence, comma, yet I did not let it hinder me. I want you to drop your compound sentence in the chat box. If you have questions, or if there is a need for me to repeat something, just let me know. Writing is one of my favorite subjects, comma, but I also like reading. Awesome. Very good, Kiviana. That is a great compound sentence. Next person, come to the computer and write your sentence, please. Crystal, if you're writing their sentence, I want to see them write. Who's coming up next? Who's coming? And Jalen, I'm waiting for yours as well. I love the way your hair smells and the way it shines in the light. That is poetic. I love the way your hair smells and the way it shines in the light. Can you be my bright star and make me feel all right? Yes, Demetrius, I love it. Oh, Demetrius is a rapper. Got it. I love it. Rapping is writing. You can't rap without writing. So that's very good. Jalen, what do you have for us? What do you have? And Kiviana, Demetrius, Ian, I am challenging now to do another one using another fanboy. Try to use or, nor, yet, or so. Life has taught me valuable lessons, but it's a handful. Yes, indeed, Jalen. Very strong sentence. You have your punctuation in the right place. You got your fanboy up there. Good job. I love to ride in the wind, comma, so I can ride to the park. So can I ride to the park with you? Love it. I had to go back because you were asking a question and I didn't catch it until I saw that punctuation. And that's why punctuation is so important, because if you wouldn't have had that question mark, I would have read it a totally different way. So very good, Candace. Very, very good. All right. So let's look at the last type of sentence. Is everybody good before we go on? Okay. Jalen says he's good. Crystal's class. We good. All right. Let's go to the last example. This is going to be a Complex sentence. Complex sentence. I can slay your whole life, or I can be your friend. Demetrius, very nice. When you say slay, it's a little scary. You mean like slay, like I'm gonna look good, like you're gonna slay my closet and have me some nice clothes, or you trying to slay? So play on words there. Play on words. Complex sentence. A complex sentence is a sentence that has an independent clause, have to think of the word, and a dependent clause combined with a subordinating conjunction. I'm going to read that again. I just have to get it out. You have an independent clause. I'm a woman, independent. That's them. They can stand by themselves. They don't need nobody. And then you have a dependent clause. I depend on you, depend on you. They cannot stand by themselves. They depend on the independent clause, okay? An independent clause is just a fancy way of saying a complete sentence. A dependent clause is just a fancy way of saying a fragment, which is an incomplete sentence. What is a subordinating conjunction? I'm going to wait until I feel like you have written this down, and then I will list those subordinating conjunctions. Once you're ready, just say ready in the chat box. Okay, Jalen's ready. Yvonne Balthasar has said espera, so I am waiting. Jalen, do you have an idea of what a subordinating conjunction is? If so, drop one in the chat box. Let's see what you already know. If not, just say, I don't know, and that's cool. I'm going to, while I'm waiting for Balthazar's class, or Crystal's class, I'm going to drop a theme up in here. I like this one. This will turn into my next class. Looks nice. Great. All right, Jalen, yes. Subordinating clause, we don't know what that is. Jalen says because is one, although, since, even though, wow, as. These are some, just to name a few. These will get you through those writing tests. This will get you through the writing test. If you use at least 3 of these, you're good to go. Okay? So let's look at an example. All right. Example. Let's do the dependent clause first, because a complex sentence is also a sentence you can flip. So I'm going to show you. My dependent clause is, although life has been hard. If I just wrote that, although life has been hard, there's something missing. You'd be like, okay, although life has been hard, what? This is where that independent clause comes in. I have not stopped working on my goals. All right, so let's dissect this sentence. We have our independent right here. That means complete sentence. I have not stopped working on my goals. Then we have our subordinating conjunction right here, although, shining nice and bright. We're going to highlight that. And then we have our dependent clause, which is our sentence that is not complete. Although life has been hard, I have not stopped working on my goals. Guess what we can do? We can flip this sentence. I have not stopped working on my goals, although life has been hard. When the subordinating conjunction is in the middle of the sentence, you do not need a comma. You do not need a comma. You do not need a comma when it's in the middle of the sentence, because it is the comma. It becomes the comma. You only need it when it's at the beginning. Okay? Okay? Because you're about to write your example. My other point for you is do not start a sentence with because. Do not start a sentence with because there's going to be some teachers who are going to say don't do it, it's not right grammar. There's going to be some teachers who say it's okay. For best practices, just don't do it. If you want to start a sentence with because, use since instead. All right? Since it was raining, I did not go to the mall. I did not go to the mall because it was raining. Okay? You can use them interchangeably. Are there any questions before you drop your sentence? It looks like one whole sentence. It is. It's one whole sentence, but it's a complex sentence. And it's complex because you have a dependent clause and an independent clause making one whole sentence with a subordinated conjunction. No, the two sentences you gave. Well, we have a period right here after this sentence, which lets you know that this sentence is not a part of this sentence here. That period says stop. There's going to be a new sentence. Okay, but this has a comma, so we need to put a period there. No problem. And that's why we have to use punctuations, because if I didn't have that period there, it would have been two whole sentences. But I have it there to say, that's it. All right, so it is your turn before we go into practice mode to drop your complex sentence in the chat box using one of these subordinating conjunctions. Go ahead and drop your question as well. Which one is the independent clause? The independent clause is going to be the one that is the complete sentence. So which one is the complete sentence? Let me pull up my annotation pencil here. All right, let's look at this first one, Anthony. Although life has been hard, that's going to be answer A. Answer B is, I have not stopped working on my goals. Which one of these is the complete sentence, A or B? B. That is going to be your independent clause. Why? Because if we got rid of this part of the sentence, sorry for anybody taking notes, if we got rid of this part of the sentence, this could stand by itself and be a complete sentence, and I will understand what you're saying. Who, I, what, have not stopped working on my goals. However, A, who, I don't know. What, life has been hard. So it's not a complete sentence. It's a dependent clause. Does that make sense? All right, I'm going to clear all drawings. And I look forward to you dropping your complex sentence. Remember, if your subordinating conjunction is in the middle of your sentence, you do not need a comma. You only need a comma if it's at the beginning of your sentence. All right. Good luck, everybody. Drop your sentence. About 15 more seconds. School has been hard, although I'm not giving up. Very good. And you can also flip it, although I'm not giving up, comma, school has been hard. Very good, Jalen. Punctuation was spot on, spot on. All right. Candace says, as months go by, comma, GED has been hard, although I have not given up or not gave up. Because you kind of had a transitional phrase at the beginning, as months go by, that's a time transitional phrase. You would need a comma right there. But that is a solid, complex sentence. Very good. Very good, Candace. Anybody else in Crystal's class? Can you write it for us correctly? Sure. As months go by, comma, GED has been hard, although I have not given up. Because you're talking about, let me make sure. As months go by, GED has been, because you're saying has been, that's past tense. So we're going to say, I have not given up to match the tenses. I'm sending it now. All right, we have one more person typing their answer in, and that is quite all right before we go into practice. Practice mode. Candace, you just reminded me of something that I need to make sure we know. So thank you for the reminder. Jalen, I hope you're over there practicing more sentences and using your time effectively, just to make sure you understand how to write these complex sentences. You're saying you got money as if I cared, bro. Yes, Demetrius. Yes. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. I give you all yeses to that with African American vernacular English. It's spot on. But when we're speaking that English, we have to be careful not to use those colloquialisms as if I cared, bro. As if I cared is an idiom because it's more of the way we say things. So, and I see as, since I was 7, I've always been into doctoring and helping others, Kiviana. All right, so I'm going to start with Demetrius, and I'm going to revise yours to be a stronger, complex sentence. You are saying that you have money as if I cared. There we go. As if I cared would be that dependent clause, okay? We just took out the bro and just made it, we added those verbs in there because sometimes even in African American vernacular English, we don't have to have verbs. We could say you saying, not you are saying, even though saying is the verb too, but you are to be saying. I hope that makes sense. All right, since I was 7, I've been into doctoring and helping others. Kiviana, you since as that subordinated conjunction, which is very good, but it will need a comma because you use since at the beginning. So since I was 7, comma, I've always been into doctoring and helping others. It would look like that. Since I was 7, comma, I've always been into doctoring and helping others. Very, 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 very good. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, so let me just show you guys one more thing. Actually, I'll show you. I'll just say it just in case. There is a such thing as a compound, complex sentence, although you might not come across it often. Okay. Does that mean then, Crystal, that y'all need to go ahead and wrap up? Or are you just telling me I have 15 minutes? Okay, gotcha. I'm going to show this and then we're going to have a writing assignment. Okay, so get ready because you're about to write. Okay, here we go. Compound complex, just in case. Compound complex. This is what it sounds like. It's a compound and a complex sentence. And Candace reminded me of it when she wrote her sentence. So it would just be something like this. I worked hard on my assessment and I passed, although I did not get the score I wanted. This is a compound, complex sentence. I'm making it bigger for you guys because we have this compound. I worked hard on my assessments, comma, and I passed. This is the compound sentence right here. Here comes that complex, although I did not get the score I wanted. So this is a compound, complex sentence, okay? This works as well, and it is not a run-on. Don't want you to have to worry about that because I just want you to know that when you're practicing on IXL, you might see something that says compound complex, and I wanted you to know what that is. But what we're going to do right now is we are going to write a short essay using all 4 types of sentences, okay? The prompt is going to be, and I'm going to walk us through this. We're going to do it together, so don't worry. The prompt is going to be obstacles I have overcome to get to where I am today, okay? We all know about obstacles, and this is something that we can write about. Your challenge is to have one of each types of sentences, and we're going to do this together, all right? Are you guys ready to write this together? Yes? All right, Jalen's ready. All right, let's get our slide going. Follow my formula. This is going to be our introduction. This is how I write an introduction, okay? So we're just doing an introduction today. We're going to start with a long sentence. A long sentence asking a question about obstacles. Did you know that obstacles can keep people from reaching their goals? You don't see an and, you don't see a because. All you see is a long sentence. I want you to write a long sentence starting with did you know? And you ask a question about something you know in regards to obstacles. Try to see if you can formulate a did you know question in regards to obstacles. Once you have that, just say check, and I know you're ready to move on. If you need help, let me know. I'm going to keep us on time because this test is timed. So you have about 15 seconds to get it out. Even if it looks similar to mine, it's okay. Once you're done, just tell me check. It is important to start not with a question. It's important to start with a hook. You want to hook your reader into something. And I start with the did you know? But once we talk about revising, I also show you how you can erase did you know? And then you have a solid sentence. Obstacles can keep people from reaching their goals. But sometimes it's hard for people to start their first sentence. So I always say, well, then ask your audience, did you know? We do not start with answering the question. If you start your essay with, in my opinion, I believe, or yes, I agree, your reader doesn't know what the heck you're talking about. It doesn't make sense. I don't have your prompt. I don't know the prompt that you were supposed to respond to. So you have to give us a preview of what you're talking about in your introduction. Right away, when you read my sentence, did you know that obstacles can keep people from reaching their goals? Right away, you know I'm talking about obstacles and I'm talking about goals. I didn't say, yes, I faced obstacles before, because it's not about really me. It's about me giving information to my reader. Hopefully that makes sense. Please do not just start your essay with answering the questions. It's going to not pass. Let me know if that makes sense. And hopefully you're writing your first sentence. Time is ticking. It should be done, done, done. Don't spend too long on this because we have more sentences. All right, Jalen, do we have a check from you? Got it. Next sentence. Our next sentence is going to be that complex sentence. I'm going to use the word while, and I'm going to compare, because those complex sentences helps us do those compare and contrast, even when we're thinking about different arguments. Okay. While some, I've already used people, so I'm going to say, while some believe that excuses are necessary, I believe in making sure I put all excuses aside to overcome what is in front of me. Okay, this is my complex sentence. I'm gonna highlight it real quick, make it bold so you can see it. I just erased it, make it bold. While some believe that excuses are necessary, I believe in making sure I put all excuses aside to overcome what is in front of me. Now I have a complex sentence. Sentence variety is very important on this test. If you have all short sentences, it's not going to pass. If you have all long sentences, it's not going to pass. You have to be thinking long sentence, complex, compound, short. Long sentence, complex, compound, short. You want to have sentence variety and make sure you have different sentences that are explaining your essay. All right. For the sake of time, nope, go ahead and write your complex sentence. We got time. Write your complex sentence. If you need to have it look like mine for an example today, we can do that. And maybe Crystal can give us some more time next week to pick up where we left off. And we're going to write one more sentence after this. So go ahead and drop your complex sentence. And once you're done, say check. This essay, we're not worried about words. So and even when you write essays, Demetrius, it's not about how long it is. It's about the quality. People choose quality over quantity any day. So I will, if we continue to work in this way, I will show you a formula where it doesn't have to be that much. 3 paragraphs, not too much. 2 paragraphs, good to go. All right. It won't be a word counter on the exam. You can even have a sentence like, I do not let my goals stop me because I have things I want to do. That would be a great compound sentence using the word because. No, it does not matter. We could have started with the compound sentence if we wanted to. So if you want to use a compound sentence there, you can. You can say something like, I have been on this journey for a long time, yet I do not let the hurdles keep me from reaching my goals. Good question, Kiviana. Or maybe it's Kaviana. It could be Kaviana. All right, awesome. Thank you. I had to look at it again. It's a beautiful name, Kaviana. How are we, Mr. Jalen? We got a check over there. All right, so let's end this paragraph with a simple, short sentence. Simple, short sentence. This is, whoa, come on, orange. It's not what we was asking for. No highlight. This is why I must succeed. Simple. Just going to end it there. This is why I must succeed. Go ahead and put your last sentence there. You can even say, this is why I will be successful. Very simple. And you have a check mark. You have an introduction. You have a strong sentence. All right. Crystal, does your class have access to iExcel? How many people are in class right now? Jesus, whoa. Guys got a lot of class in there. Okay, so with iExcel, in order for you to get the username and password, you must join the village, and Crystal can tell you how to join the village, but this is a great way for you to take what we've learned and practice. If you go to iexcel.com, you probably can get 10 free questions. So even if you just want to practice 10 free questions, you can do that. But you can do types of sentences. And then you see here, is this sentence simple, compound, complex, or compound complex? This is on the 9th level. I do not call it grades. I call it levels because I feel like it doesn't matter the grade. It's the 9th level of work. Okay. So if you want to practice on the 9th level, which is a high level to practice, you can definitely do that on iexcel.com, where it will ask you, Leonardo da Vinci, who was a renowned painter and sculptor, was also an inventor and scientist. Is this a simple, compound, complex, or compound complex? This is actually very challenging. I think it's a simple sentence, but that just doesn't make sense. Could it be a compound? I'm not sure. Leonardo da Vinci, who was a renowned painter and sculptor, was also an inventor and scientist. I'm going to go with simple. Let's see what they say. They said it was a complex. Let's try it again. The right hemisphere of the human brain typically controls muscle movements on the left side of the brain, of the body. That is a simple sentence. It's not a compound sentence because it doesn't have and, but, for, so. And it's not a complex because it doesn't have any of those. So I'm going to try it again. And I got it right. This one has because, so I already know that it is a complex sentence. So again, this is a great place for you to practice language arts on the 9th level, level X. You can do that for homework to study and get ahead for next time. All right, Jalen, I encourage you to work on iExcel as well, and I will be encouraging you to revise that paper that you wrote for me And make sure that you have a representation of all sentence structures and an introduction, because it does not have an introduction. That is your homework, and I expect it by Friday. Okay, are there any questions before we end for the day?